Minister, PAMSEC, my colleagues, head of parastatals, good afternoon. Mine, Mr. Chairman, I think I will start with the underlining assumptions before I tell you what we have projected. That probably will give the message. In the 2022-2025 MTEP projection, we have assumed that first, the projection is embedded with flexible variabilities and provisions that will accommodate any necessary change along the trade supply chain. If you're aware, the Russia-Korean war has also, which we never envisaged, and eventually it came into being, is one of those variables that you never can plan for. So the introduction of 2.5% export charge on the, can we have one house? Thank you. The introduction of 2.5% export change on the exportation of all imported goods as conveyed through the 2022 fiscal policy is one assumption that we believe will increase our revenue generation, as well as the series of import adjustment tax with additional levies on 172 tariff lines of the extant ECOWAS CET. The 2022 fiscal policy measures as also referred. Full implementation of the 2022-2026 ECOWAS Common External Tariff is intended to improve the revenue collection of the service. E-Customs, which is now called Modernization Customs Project, implementation is geared towards customs process simplification, enhancement of revenue generation. This was factored in the projected trade volume for the respective years. This will come into being, Mr. Chairman, in the next 1 or 2 years. So, but we emphasize that at the moment we begin to put the scanners, which is the most important component of the trade modernization component, we will begin to see an increase in the budget. Enhancement of post-clearance audit and system audit risk management mechanism to stimulate recovery of revenue losses. Full implementation of excise duty on telecommunication, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, cigarettes and tobacco products. Therefore, excise revenue is expected to grow exponentially because of the introduction of the telecommunication service charge and carbonated drinks. We're working assiduously to commence the collection with regards to the telecommunication tax, which is, of course, everybody knows, is a luxury tax. I have heard some arguments in some quarters that people are saying it would impact on the masses. It's purely a luxury tax. Because, in fact, if you realize how much the telecommunication operators are subcharging you, you will discover that whatever will come as tax is very minimal. Because you will sometimes make a call, and for minutes, the thing will be ticking, and you will not hear from the other end. And that is your money going. That is your money going. So for us to now say we need to collect tax, I think is very necessary. There's no nation anywhere except Nigeria where telecommunication tax is not imposed. And so therefore we should adopt that. And we believe once it comes into being, Mr. Chairman and distinguished senators, we would have some proportional increase with regards to our own revenue generation. More stakeholder collaboration and engagement is envisaged to further strengthen compliance and revenue collection efficiency. The creation of excise scrutiny office to ensure appropriate documentation and correct payments of excise duties will also ensure that we block all the loopholes that exist in order to maximize the collection of revenue. Having said this assumption, Mr. Chairman, let me now go into the medium-term revenue framework. Going back down memory lane, in 2021, we had an approved target of 1.6 trillion, and we collected 1.7 trillion. And in 2022, which is the current year, we have a target of 2.272 trillion, and we have, as of today, collected, as of July 2022, made a collection of 1.167 trillion. Our projection for 2023, therefore, we are hoping, all things being equal, we are looking towards collection 2.8 trillion. And then in 2024, our projection is 3.5 trillion. Then in 2025, we hope, all things working well, we should be able to collect for government 3.752 trillion. This, Mr. Chairman, is our projection for the year, for the MTEP 2022-2025. Thank you very much.
Levies, you are not collecting them again?
Yeah, there are some levies that are notional there. We are not collecting them, and that's why you see that they are there, they are still, but we have not had been given the authority to collect. So we still record them as part of our this until when we get the authority, then we effect collection. But some of them, like you said, is put there to ensure that we protect our own home.
Why are we stopping the protection? Because with this, that's why for some of these items like textile and so on.
Like for instance, right,
flooded with substandard imported items, and except with that levy, it's still the economy suffers at the end of it.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, we need to look at this as we consider